is they never give anyone a chance to, I don't know, dispute it, claim it, own it, whatever. Never. No, it's just we're going to put out our narrative. We're going to clip whatever we need to clip so that, it follows along to our narrative, and we're not going to give them a chance to say their side. That's what seems to be going on now. That's what people are doing instead of actually trying to have a conversation or, trying to assess it in a more correct way. Especially since it's another creator, you can actually talk to that person. It's not like these damn beggars. You're not going to get a beggar up here in the box, to justify their crap. But another creator, you could call them out. You could actually talk to them. Have a conversation. Yeah, you don't even have to try to be the mean girls. You can actually have a conversation. It's crazy. So that's one of the things we're going to do tonight is we're going to have a conversation, and we're going to find out, exactly what's happened. And if, some of it's some bullshit, we're going to call it out and say it's bullshit. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to, put candy on it and say, hey, here's a turd. We put some candy on top. It's all yours. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to say it is what it is. So, but we want her to have the chance to say her piece, say her side. Because that's the way it should be done between creators. And if you truly had a case that you didn't have to worry about, that's the way you would do it. You would reach out and you would go that way. What's up with all the weird breaks? What breaks? Is it me talking?
What weird breaks? What do you mean?
Oh, with Jordan. Oh, that's just what she does. Yeah, she's probably changing accounts. She goes to her other account. She'll sit on there for a little while. And I believe what she does with those screenshots is think of it like fishing, all right? The live stream is fishing. She's sitting there in the pool. When she sees somebody put a good comment out, I think that's when she takes the screenshot. So while she's on these pauses, she's hitting them up on the back end. Because a lot of times she'll come back and she'll be like, instead of, getting $40, she'll come back and she'll be like, all right, I got $20 more and I only need 80 now. So she'll come back off of these breaks and have money. I think she's taking screenshots of,
Hey, Star.
people on the hook.
Hi, Idols. I'm sorry. I was multitasking. I was putting food away.
So that's just my theory on it anyway. I don't know for sure. Like, I know the screenshot thing, saying it's for evidence, is dumb as hell because there's no court that will accept screenshots. Not in America anyway. So it's kind of dumb to say it's for evidence. But then again, maybe she's trying to send it to TikTok. So I don't know. Why can't I find Jemiah in the chat or in the to invite?
And just a public service announcement, I'm just going to say. So while all Dre said is, how it is and whatnot, we're going to have a discussion. Things are going to be admitted to or not admitted to, however it goes. Doesn't mean we endorse or, because, so we all have a different opinion. We'll put it that way. But, some things have been taken too far. Some things should not have been done at all. And us allowing her to have this time to say what she's got to say and, have a question and answer session doesn't mean that we back everything that's went on. It just means here's an open platform. Here's an open platform to get it out there. And that's where we're at.
But see, that's the thing. You are never going to back everything somebody does, ever. Because everybody's got their own opinions of things. So when you say something stupid like, don't be a shitty person, that's pretty damn stupid because your idea of a shitty person and my idea of a shitty person is two separate things. Like, I see somebody that would enable and embolden the beggars as a shitty person. See, that's what I would consider as a shitty person. So you see where the disagreement is. So it's dumb to say things like that. So when there's stuff that you don't agree with, it needs to be called out. And at the end of the day, if you don't like what Jaima does, you don't have to watch her. You don't. Like, we don't have to watch her. If I get enough of y'all saying we don't want to see Becky anymore, fine, we won't watch Becky. Personally, I think Becky needs as much coverage as possible. I don't think confirmed racists ever need a pass. Ever. Now, does that mean you can go balls to the walls and go too far on them? Yes, you can absolutely go too far. But that doesn't mean the coverage should be stopped. So that's my opinion on that part.
No, we don't want the coverage to stop. We want the doxing to stop.
We want the nonsense to stop. And I can speak for myself. I'll speak for the group. I have personally spoken to Jaima, and she'll tell you that several times, about what I don't like. You know what I mean? Just about what my bottom line was. And she's a grown adult. What she chooses to do is what she chooses to do. And there's certain things I choose not to, I don't condone it, but she's a grown adult, and we're here nonetheless to give her the time to, do her thing.
So I guess, that's the main thing we need to bring up first is the doxing and the few different times. I guess the videos have come out showing different times where you have said doxing. And I think we should go over it. I think we should go over all of that because it looks bad. It really does look bad. What's the first one, ladies? That we nothing. Crickets. Don't y'all like when you're good, Queen Bean. I get those crickets and they're like, oh, it's all they know my ears are ringing.
I don't have this.
They know that. They know my ears are ringing, and yet they give me silence. Number one was
I'll
what?
initiate the conversation. The school's resource supply list. We can start there.
That one is a big one. That one is a big one. Now on that one is the one where she was talking to Becky. She was literally, it sounded like she was giving her good advice and all, and that's what we heard. So
So just to clarify that a little bit, Becky and Beach Wannabe were battling. I was on Beach's side, and Becky was talking about how she was needing school supplies for Alexander, and that she was stressed out and that she needed to make money to establish that. I went ahead and I was on the other side with Beach, and I just did a quick Google search, and I entered in said town, said state, and free school supply giveaway. I know myself that Becky has said herself that Alexander does not go to the same school that they currently live in because he'd been pulled out a while ago because he was bullied and some kid stepped on his ankle. So he is not in said town where they currently reside. So I was trying to go around and do like a blanket, resource information. I do know where he goes to school. So obviously I wasn't trying to go and be like, Google said city and put that on the internet because that's not what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to cause any controversy.
So on that one, you never actually said the school he goes to.
Absolutely
you just said
not.
the school. You just said a school in their area.
Yep, all I did was because she has said multiple times herself, and this is just how I looked at it. Others may perceive it, and I'm willing to talk about it. Becky has said town and said state that she resides in multiple times. That is what I did on a normal Google search, and I said city, said town, and school resource giveaway. And there just happened to be a couple that were going on at said locations, 2 businesses, and one is a caring closet at the school in the area or in that said town. And so I let her know, and I just showed it to her. But like I said, I know exactly right where he goes to school. But I've even kept it to the point where my whole mod chat, nobody knows. Like none of my, like Lacey, Milk, all those people that I'm really close to, they have no fucking idea. Suze doesn't know. Pillow Princess doesn't know. Nobody knows. I refuse to tell them because they don't need that information. I just gave the resources out because she was telling us that she was stressing out about not having the school resources and stuff, and so I was just trying to help, even though her and I obviously butt heads a lot. I was
Right.
like, well, you know,
So
whatever,
my
I'm just gonna
question
offer this.
is, why wouldn't you do that on the back end? Why project, whether it's the correct or incorrect school, why project that in the live? Why not do that on the back end so you don't run the risk of doxing her?
Yep, I am blocked by her, by everything. There's no way that I could probably reach her, honestly, and I just
You could
honestly
have
didn't.
told her you had stuff and you could give it to her on the back end.
She would not unblock me. She would think that it was a setup, which I understand why. And so there was just, I just didn't think about it like in regards to people thinking it as doxing. I was honestly reaching out with, you know, just resources, trying to help her out because she was stressing out about the resources and school supplies. And I've been there myself being a single mom, you know, and so I just did it that way. And
Well, there's ways to be very generic about it and not actually spell out, even like I said, even if it's the wrong information, the wrong school system, you could say, hey, I did a quick search. There are several businesses in the area that do this. There's ways to offer information without doxing them. And my question is, why didn't people, or why didn't you think about that instead of blasting all of this stuff out there?
and this is just me. I honestly didn't look at it honestly as doxing for the simple fact that the said city and state that she lives in has already been said multiple times. When she goes into battles, she'll tell people like, "Oh, where are you from?" and she will say it basically every other time. So I didn't look at it as a doxing situation because I wasn't the one who brought it out, and I definitely understand. You know, now that you guys break it down a little bit, that some psycho off the internet could be like, you know, thinking that's where he is. And I get that, but it wasn't I didn't think that far ahead, to be honest with you.
I can understand. I appreciate you taking responsibility for that. I